Hey guys, here we go with our error analysis for today. Remember, when I say error analysis, I'm talking about looking carefully at my work and see if you can find a mistake that I've made somewhere. I'm also going to show you a problem-solving strategy called an IQ chart. This strategy allows you to organize the information given to you in the problem and put it in a T-chart. One side of your T-chart will be for information that the problem tells you, and the other side of your T-chart will be for what the question is asking you to figure out, or you could also think of it as an equation. Okay, so let's begin. Marissa has 2 5/10, or 2.5 hours of swim practice per day. Okay, let me write that down under information. When you're making an IQ chart, it's perfectly okay to include abbreviations, like, for example, PR stands for practice, or HRS stands for hours. It's also okay to shorten your ideas into just keywords. Bullet points can help you do this. So if you include your ideas in bullet points, that means you spend less time writing sentences and more time getting ideas kind of organized in your brain. So she has 2.5 hours of swim practice per day, and she practices 4 days per week. So maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, or maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We don't really know. But we do know it's 4 days per week. Notice how, as I read the question, I'm kind of pausing and reflecting on what I'm reading. That is a good way to ensure that you understand the problem. Now we continue on. The swimming season is 14 weeks long. So again, if I kind of pause and think about what that means, 4 weeks is a month, 8 weeks would be 2 months, 12 weeks would be 3 months. So that's about 3.5 months long. That's a pretty long swimming season. How many total hours of swimming practice does Marissa have in one swimming season? So I'm going to record that over here as total hours over about 3.5 months, which is the same as 14 weeks. So I need to use the information that I've been given, and I'm going to try to write an equation that will help me figure this out. Now I want you guys to start getting into the habit of using a letter to represent an unknown number. So in this case, I'm going to say that N represents the number of hours she practices. So my equation will be N equals 2.5 hours for 4 days a week. And I'm going to take that amount and multiply it times the 14 weeks that she's practicing. And once I've done that, hopefully I'll have the total number of hours she's practiced over the course of that 14 weeks. So this is where the error analysis part comes in. You guys watch what I'm doing and see what I do right and what I do wrong. When you're recording your work for the assignment, just list the mistakes that I've made in the Google Slides document, and then tell me how to fix my mistakes so that I end up with the correct answer. Okay? So let's go ahead and try this. And when I click back to the original problem, I can see that choice D gives me the option of 140 hours. So that one should be D. So I know that the information in the parentheses, which are these number-hugging looking symbols, I have to multiply that first. So let me go ahead and set up my problem. Is that right or is it wrong? If you said that this was the wrong way to set up the problem, you are correct. So let me go ahead and fix that. I actually need to push my numbers that I'm multiplying all the way over to the right. So when I'm multiplying a number with a decimal, I don't need to worry about lining up the numbers by place value. Now I can go ahead and start multiplying. 4 times 5 is 20, put down the 0 and carry the 2. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 more is 10. And I can see here that I have 1 place value position to the right of my decimal point, so that means that my answer should also have 1 place value position. Am I right or am I wrong? If you said I'm wrong, you're correct again. Good job. My decimal point needs to go here because this is my 1 place value position to the right of the decimal point. Even though there's a 0 there, and so it represents a quantity of nothing, I still need to make sure that I have that. So that means that 2.5 times 4 is 10. Okay, so that was step 1. These are multi-step problems, so they're all going to take me more than 1 step to solve. For step 2, I'm going to multiply my 14 weeks. Well, let me set that up a little better, actually. Okay, so let me do 2.5 times 4 times 14. Okay, so really what I should do is simplify this underneath and then drop down my times 14. That way I'm kind of being consistent with what we've been learning with the order of operations. Now I'm going to multiply 10 times 14. And if I look at it in reverse, like this, 14 times 10, it's actually easier for me to see that this should be pretty easy to do. I'm just going to multiply my non-zero digits first. So 14 and 1, and that gives me 14, and then just add my zeros. So my total should be 140. That means that the person in the problem, I can't remember her name right now, she practiced for a total of 140 hours over the course of her season. Am I right or am I wrong? If you said I did that correctly, you are correct. That part I didn't make any mistakes.